When I was a kid in a country boarding school in 1971, I became a big fan of Elton John, triggered by his first hit song, Your Song, and I bought all his albums for years. Most of what he's done since about 1976 I think has been pretty ordinary, but particularly in that early 5 or 6 years, fantastic. I play a lot of his songs on the piano. I've even got a copy of his very first album, an extremely obscure and very ordinary effort called Empty Sky. In those days, I used to cop a bit of flack for being an Elton John fan because he used to do things like hop up on stage in pink hot pants, and so of course to my less than enlightened schoolmates this was a sign that he was possibly gay. And I, of course, in my uneducated way responded by saying, well, just because he wears pink hot pants doesn't necessarily mean that he's gay. Of course, eventually, subsequently, it transpired that Elton John indeed is and was gay. Now, the reason I'm talking about this today is because recently I read an article in the New Statesman, a leftish magazine from the UK, written by Elton John about gay rights. It is a fantastic article. It really made me proud of the fact that I've been a supporter of his music for so long, and it really made me proud of the fact that he's not hiding behind his own celebrity. He's prepared to speak out for what he believes on an issue that's inevitably very controversial and very difficult for him and others. And I just want to read a few segments. On 21st December 2005, I was legally bound to the man I love on the first day that civil partnerships were possible. It's my legal right and my human right, and I wanted everyone to know. I wanted to shout about it, but I still felt nervous about the public's reaction. I was therefore delighted and relieved on leaving the Register office in Windsor to find the crowd outside cheering and supporting our union, as I had feared that abusive, banner-waving bigots would try to spoil the occasion. I felt so proud that day to be British. Men and women are persecuted and attacked every day all over the world just because of whom they love and whom they make love to. Gay sex is criminalised in more than 80 countries. There's enough hatred in the world. Leave gay people alone. We are just trying to be ourselves. We do not mean any harm. We need more voices. Whether the bigot is in our local pub or 1,000 miles away, we should all stand up and speak out for basic human rights. I want to ask you today to add your voice. The thrust of the article is about a gay activist in El Salvador called William Hernandez, who faced death threats, people literally holding guns to his head, all kinds of things just for speaking out on gay rights. This article really made me feel good about the fact that over many years I've been an Elton John fan. As I said, I don't particularly think much of his more commercial stuff in the last few decades has been all that good, and that's why whenever you see an Elton John concert you'll still see music from Honky Chateau and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and Tumbleweed Connection and Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, and all of the great albums of that early to mid-70s period being played. But that's his choice. To me, the great thing is that he is prepared to stand up for who and what he is, and he's prepared to publicly voice his views and to give his assistance to people campaigning for just decent treatment and tolerance for gay and lesbian members of our community.